to seek fulfillment outside the marriage bonds,
Right.
or outside their relationship, so to say.
Yes.
But also just lack of attention.
Mm.
One of the parties in the relationship is they don't feel that they are being appreciated,
Right.
or they feel they are being neglected, or they are being taken for granted.
Yeah.
And so therefore this makes the individuals vulnerable to seek approval elsewhere,
Right.
begin to seek attention from an outsider, so to speak. Then also just low commitment.
Right.
Just find individuals and just are not fully committed to their relationship in marriage, and therefore it becomes a breeding ground for one to be able to cheat,
Right.
so to say.
Yeah.
But also others, boredom and routine.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, at times you may think, wow, can this really affect?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
That's an interesting one.
in terms of just lack of excitement.
Yes.
You find that because the more or less like a couple begin to feel, one partner begins to feel as if the whole context of the way you're living your marriage life has just become routine.
Right.
You're just ticking the box.
Yes. Yes.
There's no innovation,
Uh-huh.
so to say, within the context of marriage.
Yeah.
And so that can easily cause that aspect. Then also others, it's revenge.
Okay.
In the sense that the party who has been offended by their spouse as a way of hitting back.
Right. Right.
Instead of seeking to find another way of resolving it, you find that the person or the affected party responds by revenge.
Wow.
To say, well, if he or she can do this to me,
Right.
let me also fix them.
Let me also fix them.
Yes, let me also fix them.
Making
And
the situation worse.
Yes, and then that pushes them into extra marital affairs, so to say. But also another element is the feeling one-sided aspect, where there is an imbalance within the relationship, where one partner feels as if they're putting in so much,
And it's not reciprocated.
and then they are not. There's no reciprocation within the relationship, so they feel as if they're doing so much, whereas the other partner is not responding, so to say. So there's a way in which this can also equally affect a couple.
Right.
But also another umbrella, which is the part B, would be with regard to the individuals who are involved.
Yes.
In the relationship. For example, like low esteem.
Right. Right. Right.
Maybe one party in the relationship, there's a way in which you look down upon your spouse. And therefore they feel not esteemed
Yes.
in the relationship,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yes, that's a
And
big
therefore
one.
that becomes a window
Yeah.
for one who is being affected to seek attention outside.
Seeking
marriage.
approval.
They seek approval
Right.
outside the marriage.
Wow.
And consequently being led into an extra marital affairs. But also others would be the past trauma.
Okay. Yeah.
So for example, like probably if in the past someone suffered emotional neglect or abuse.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So there's a way in which this can at times impact a couple, so to say, especially the one who suffered this. And if they did not deal with it properly in the past, so you find that there's a way in which they carry that into their marriage, and then consequently it becomes a ground upon which the more or less, like, as a result of it,
Yes.
begin to neglect the whole healthy relationship in terms of healthy marriage, so to say.
Yeah.
But also, maybe lastly, would be just under just the situational factors.
Right. Right.
And what I mean by situational factors is, for example, in the context of where opportunity and temptation
Right.
meets,
Right.
meets one spouse, and then they fail to handle it. So they take advantage of that temptation, and then consequently, because of this close proximity
Yeah.
with a potential partner, they begin to enjoy that moment of proximity, and then it begins, or it becomes a breeding ground, so to speak,
Yes.
that eventually can lead a couple into that. Take, for example, like David
Oh yes.
and Bathsheba.
Yes.
That's
yes.
a very
Interesting. Yeah.
common,
That came to
common
mind.
story. Yeah.
Yes.
So there is
Wrong place, wrong
yes,
time.
wrong place, wrong time. So he seized the opportunity, temptation,
Yeah.
knocked at the door, and he gave in,
Yes.
so to speak. So those are also another possible ground. But
Okay.
suffice to say, lastly, still on the same aspect, the influence of substance abuse.
Right.
Yes.
That's another big one.
Alcohol and drugs have been abused,
Yes.
and that has caused impairment in terms of judgment
Yes. Yes.
on the individuals in a marriage context,
Mm.
and because of that, it becomes a high risk
Right.
for a couple
Mm.
who are indulging into alcohol
Yes.
and drunkenness to easily find themselves into committing adultery,
Yeah. Yeah.
so to speak. So there's a way in which
Yes.
alcohol, drunkenness seems to have an effect,
It's true.
so to speak.
That's so true. People tend to let their guard down.
Yes, actually
you know.
to let their guards down, and then eventually you find that they actually slip off by and so forth. Remember, was it the Bible story talk about Lot and his two daughters?
Oh yes. Yes.
What did they
got
use?
him drunk and took
Actually used
advantage.
alcohol.
Yes.
And
Yes.
took
Yes.
advantage of that.
And incest happened.
Yes, and incest happened. Yeah. So maybe those are some of the things that I would suffice to say that would be areas in which these would be some of those common underlining issues
Yeah. Yeah.
that can easily lead a couple to adultery, and how can how can they address
Yes.
such? It's by attending to these same specific issues
Right.
that
Yes.
I've mentioned.
Yes. Yes.
If there is alcohol, in your home,
Yeah.
and deal with it.
Yes. Yes.
If there is sexual dissatisfaction in the home,
Yes.
then as a couple, attend to it. So as you attend to these elements that I've mentioned, which are lacking in your marriage, then
Yes.
in one or the other, you begin to build safeguards
Right.
in terms of guarding yourself as a couple towards these dangers.
Okay.